therefore have to lay people off and cut services all across the country.
再者，呢啲大型公共退休基金直接投資為僱員嘅退休金爭取回報，呢個亦都係各國實施退休金制度嘅原意。因此，作為穩健嘅投資者，佢哋正係美國國債嘅大買主。美國國債已經達到16兆嘅天文數字，當中2/3由美國政府部門同埋退休金公司所持有。而中國作為美國最大嘅債主，亦都只係購入8%而已。但係由於美國政府嘅量化寬鬆同埋壓抑利息嘅操作，加上一眾銀行家藉住拉博操控利息，一眾退休金成為咗政府同埋華爾街嘅提款機。佢哋發行近乎零利息嘅債券俾退休基金，原意係藉住投資金錢賺取利潤。現時喺資金苦無出路下，為咗博取一厘嘅回報，卻已經要承擔債券違約、損失全部本金嘅風險。不僅如此，雖然投資回報因為銀行扭曲利率已經下跌至1至2厘，但係同時間一眾華爾街銀行家卻喺退休基金收取巨額管理費。到咗出年，就算冇嬰兒潮嘅因素，退休金亦都會被華爾街銀行家逐漸所蠶食淨盡。
Out on this. Now, CalPERS. Others may sue big banks on LIBOR rate fixing. The California Public Employees Retirement System, otherwise known as CalPERS, the largest public pension in the country, is considering legal action against banks that fraudulently fixed the LIBOR rate. The CalPERS Chief Investment Officer Joseph Deere said, quote, "Once again, the financial services industry demonstrated that it cannot be trusted to make decisions in the long-term interests of investors." So Max, here you have CalPERS. He's saying, once again, we have been defrauded. Our clients, the pension fund holders, have been defrauded. Just like in the first article here, we're talking about Goldman Sachs might be forced to sue on behalf of their clients. Here, CalPERS, who is constantly eaten by that shark frenzy on Wall Street, nibbled, and they each take their dime and their nickel here and their dollar there from the pension funds that CalPERS has CalPERS ever done anything before to protect their clients?
No, CalPERS, as a matter of fact, they're supposed to have some kind of socially responsible investing policy, and yet they buy into CDO, collateralized debt obligations for Bear Stearns, hundreds of millions of dollars worth. We pointed that out to them many years ago, and they told us, no, these are good assets, even though they were clearly worthless. The pension fund is now underfunded by something like 50%. So these pensioners are going to starve to death, and this is part of the victim pool that results from scandals like LIBOR, because when you artificially suppress interest rates down to zero, the pension account of CalPERS can't meet its funding requirement, and over 5 or 10 years, it blows up, there's nothing left, and then the people die.
California's pension plan, CalPERS, made a paltry 1% in past year, so it's 50% underfunded. Their actuarial assumptions are for 7.5% annual return. Now, California is not alone in facing the fatal alternatives, angry taxpayers versus angry pensioners. The Center for Retirement Research, CPR, just assessed some 126 pension funds and found the majority of them in the same boat, underfunded by at least 25% and probably closer to 50%. Those plans have assets of $2.6 trillion, but they should have in excess of $6 trillion to meet their promises to their beneficiaries.
Right, that 1% is the result of what's called financial repression, by artificially keeping interest rates low, either through quantitative easing, Operation Twist, interest rate rigging, LIBOR rigging. It's all part of a systemic, industry-wide approach to assembly line fraud, to disenfranchise pensioners, and to consign them to death. Essentially what it is, it's a death machine.
Well, in fact, I'm going to show a little video clip that I found on YouTube, and this is a shark attack of a seal. As you see, this is what a feeding frenzy looks like. This is what a pension fund looks like. That little seal being eaten there, that is being eaten by Goldman Sachs. That's the high-frequency trading machine, the algorithm of Goldman Sachs, eating $100 million a day, every single day for the past 10, 20 years. It just eats little bits of chunks out of the pension funds across America, and now they look at each other and say, oh, it's the union members worker, it's the fireman, it's the policeman, it's the taxpayer, it's your fault, it's your fault. They don't look at the big giant shark that just ate half of their fund.
同樣嘅故事亦都將會喺香港發生。經濟學家林本利指出，香港雖然坐擁6000億儲備，根據政府帳目，單係支付公務員嘅退休開支準備已經高達5338億元。 較上年度上升咗13%。加上未來10年大量公務員到達退休年齡，6000億儲備已經用盡。如果情況惡化落去，將會出現有如歐洲各國所面對政府唔能夠支付公務員退休金嘅情況。私人企業方面，自從2000年政府推行強積金制度，消費者委員會嘅數據顯示，強積金制度並唔能夠達到當初嘅立法原意，藉住每年嘅投資回報，為到市民提供退休保障。近5年，45% 嘅強積基金係蝕本嘅。喺523隻基金當中，最優質嘅亦都只能夠提供不足6厘嘅回報，但係基金公司所收取嘅費用卻可以高達 4.62%。而以平均數字而言，香港嘅基金收費亦都較英國、澳洲、智利等為高。退休金嘅制度原意係協助人民喺年輕時積穀防饑，換嚟晚年嘅安舒。但係呢種數十年後先至兌現嘅制度，落入一眾喺短時間內爭取最大回報嘅銀行家手上，必定會變成佢哋得利嘅門徑，多於成為市民數十年後豐盛晚年嘅保障。剛才嘅數據顯示，喺正常嘅市況下，基金公司收取管理費作出投資，但係有一半基金係冇回報之餘，甚至係處於蝕本狀態，比存錢入銀行嘅回報更差。市民嘅強積金供款成為咗基金公司嘅提款機，不論賺蝕，基金公司每年收取比其他國家仲要貴嘅管理費，但係市民卻因為法律所限，不得退出之餘，仲需要每月繼續供款，直至65歲為止。再進一步，一旦金融崩潰，恐怕連本金都會蝕光，到最後泡沫爆破時候，連基金公司、銀行都可以倒閉。幾十年嚟辛苦所儲嘅強積金，亦都會變成廢紙。所以富爸爸窮爸爸嘅作者表示，面對呢個唔能夠逆轉嘅趨勢，唯一自保嘅方法唔能夠只依靠政府作為保障，相反係以智慧建立個人嘅財政方舟。
而家你知唔知道點解呢個 Social Security 喺美國 Social Security 去買咁多發子彈啊？斷億喎。OK， 點解啊？個理由非常之簡單，因為 Social Security 將會宣布就係全部老人金、全部呢一啲嘅你哋嘅退休金破晒產啦，俾唔翻你。你估全美國呢一班退咗休嘅人，將要退休嘅人，無論係警察或者消防員，佢哋會揾邊個人報復？所以全美國呢一個嘅所謂 Social Security 掟咗咁多子彈，平均一個服務員係用5000發啦，掟咗5000發子彈。點解？因為喺嗰度派發呢啲嘅綜援同埋退休金噶嘛，陰公係咪？點解2012佢哋要掟咁多？咁你睇翻喺幾年前嗰本書咪知咯。但係香港有邊啲咁樣嘅呢啲嘅領袖去睇呢啲嘢係咪？